Everybody talks about Chicago pizza. I want to know what's good about Chicago pizza. Fireworks? Is that year-round fireworks? All right, so it is Thursday morning, and we had Dana and I put in about 20 hours yesterday of some serious filming and some serious time. We had a great time with Jeff and his crew at HTP, and then went to Wisconsin to visit Peter Zila and his shop, and had some great time up there, and his good family as well. But it is 7:30 Thursday morning, and we are now headed to the final stage of this 2-day road trip, if you will, and we're headed to Gary, Indiana, to the home of Delusional Designs, and meet the owner George, and hopefully be able to show you guys a tour of the facility and how those machines are actually put together, and how they're ran, and to be also going to be doing a little bit of training. So we're going to try to get a little bit of footage of all that stuff. So we'll see you there. Hey George, how you doing?
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Hey, thanks for having me out.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, after talking to George and learning a little bit about him and the way he runs his business, you know, you can tell that he's very detailed and very thorough about everything that he does. So when you first start a machine, the materials come here, and then from here it goes to the next step of the assembly.
They kind of go to two different areas. We have a bandsaw area there where the tubes are cut.
Okay.
We have our 5x10 CNC plasma there where we cut ours.
Okay.
After that, they go over to this area here where it's our grinding area where everything's prepped
deburred and all
and
that.
cleaned up. Mm-hmm. Then they go over here to our bender.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
we then bend all of our parts. Then everything goes back over to our welding area. It's welded, prepped, then painted, and then we assemble in this area, which is where the rails and the gantry parts and all that stuff come together.
Okay.
Currently, I do a 2x2, which is
smaller one.
primarily a CNC mill and a 3D printer. It also does CNC plasma. I have the 4x4, which is can be a routing table or a milling table, and plasma. I have two different versions of the 4x4. I have the regular 4x4 that has the auto torch height control, water table, floating head with machine torch mount, laser crosshairs, comes with the laptop computer, all of that. That's our regular one. Then I also have what's called the Garage Guy Special, which is a 4x4 with no water table, no auto torch height control, and no laser crosshairs. Otherwise, it's the same as the regular 4x4. Then I have the 4x8, which has all of those things as well.
What is the most popular one that you find you're selling the most of?
The 4x8 by far.
Oh, yeah?
For several reasons. With the material comes in 4x8 sheets.
Oh, right.
To get a 4x4, you have to have your material cut, which costs you.
That's right.
Then you lose a lot of your parts to that cut. So most guys can fit a 4x8 in their garage, and your cost effectiveness of running the machine goes way up.
It was really nice to see an all-American machine being made right here in the United States, and put together by great people of the community here. Are these machines able to function with multiple different cutters and multiple manufacturers?
You know,
cutting
they
machines?
will function with different ones. However, for CNC plasma cutting, arc stability is key. So there's only a couple manufacturers that make a good enough cutter to do that. So I recommend Victor, Hypertherm, HTP. Some of the other ones, you don't get a good enough arc stability. If you're doing artwork, it'd be great, but you know, many of my customers need precision work. So to me, if it can't cut a hole that the bolt fits in, it didn't cut it.
Right.
So
Gotcha. Perfect. Good. All right, and then over here it looks like you've got a couple of machines that you're starting to weld together.
These are actually our jigs. So
they're jigs. Okay.
Yep. So over here we have our bandsaw station where we cut the tubes. This is the jig for the 4x4 machines. This is our jig for our 4x8 machines.
So basically this saves you a lot of time right here.
Yes.
When you've got something that's complete like this, it's just dropping the pieces in, welding it together, and you know it's square right out of the chute, and there's no messing around with it.
Absolutely. We know they're all going to be the same. They're true, they're square, and it gives me the ability to put more weld into it and still keep it square. We really pride ourselves on putting out a machine that comes right off the truck. 20 minutes later, we're running. So everything is fully welded and built here and tested as well. So that way when it gets to you, you know, put your torch under the cable chain and we're running, you know.
Built and assembled here in Indiana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Got a lot of years of experience. He's refined his equipment to perfection, and it truly shows.
I've got over here, this is a magnetic chuck for a milling table. Okay, right now, don't hold it. It's locked in. Okay.
That's pretty cool right there.
So, one thing with this, you see we got a little bit of dross there.
Right.
If you used a flap wheel, you know, you're not holding it flat, it's digging it, flap wheel eats away, you tear your stuff up, right? It's gonna eat up your mill scale, which then you're gonna have to prime it before you paint it. With this cup wheel here, the sheer centrifugal force of this is gonna knock the dross off 90% of the time. Okay, so we just turn this on, and we're just gonna let it lay on there, right? Just walk around with it, right? So, I got a little bit of stuff on in that one corner. So I can just put this, you don't have to even really push on it most of the time. Okay, so I can flip that over. And that's only going to take off our high spots. See, so that leaves you a nice square edge still where you cut. Okay, so those are about 10 bucks.
Right.
That lasts you for a year.
I've got dozens of grinders.
These are about 200 bucks.
Yeah,
you know, so, you know, some cases of knotted wire wheel works okay. I use only the flap wheel for when I'm finishing a weld or something, you know, that's about it. Usually, that's how I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this. I like this. So I gotta say, the training for this Delusional Design table was very intense. It definitely, when they told me I'm gonna need 7 or 8 hours of training, I probably do need that. I never thought that that's what it would be, but I can clearly see the computer has and the table itself has a lot of tools at your disposal, and getting to learn how to use all these tools so you can operate the machine correctly is going to be quite a challenge. But hey, I'm up for the challenge. That's what I'm here for, and so I'm really looking forward to it.
See how smooth it is, how it doesn't have any serrations to the cut. Okay, you have almost no dross. You will get dross where it's gone to slower parts. You see on the corners where it's slowing down to half speed.
And you can bend this right.
Yeah, you could just bend that right in half. Yep. So you could take that and bend that on that bend line and make things like boxes. Yep. You know, you might want to tack. Well, you might have wanted to leave a little piece in the middle if you're doing a longer run, so it has enough support.
Right.
But you can design this stuff in. Right. You might want to do a cube, and you could have had one part hanging out here that becomes one end, and just a couple tack welds. Now you've got a fuel cell. Right?
Yep.
Weld your slit. I mean, how hard is it to weld that? It's already the proper gap for a weld.
It's already tacked in the corners.
You see? Exactly. So this changes totally what you're able to draw and make and the way you fabricate.
So after having George showed me the basics of getting started and what you know, the 3 processes you need to make it actually go from starting to draw something out to the actual cut section was kind of confusing at first, but you know what, after watching him do it several times and show me the different steps, I actually got behind the driver's seat, if you will, and gave it a shot for myself. I was able to create a simple little square with my name in the center, using some different fonts and using some of the tools to create radiuses and angles and rectangles. And so for me, I'm not really a computer guy. It makes it a little intimidating that way, but you know, for those of you who got any kind of knowledge at all with a computer, it's just a matter of just a little bit of, like anything, you know, you're gonna have to learn it, and once you learn it, it's gonna be like riding a bike. All right, well, hey George, thank you so much for the demonstration. I'm looking forward to getting some time and working with this machine. It's amazing some of the steps and how quickly you can put it together on the computer and cut out such a precise piece of material. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Thanks again for having us out and a tour of your shop and a demonstration of the machine. Appreciate it.
Thanks for visiting.
I never thought it would be so exhausting. 30 hours of traveling across the country and countless hours of filming is just taking its toll on me, man. I'm exhausted. So I don't get a chance to travel too often. This little trip here was really great. A good experience, and I learned a lot. I'm so grateful to be on this little YouTube ride that I've been on. Whether you're into welding or not, I just hope that I can inspire someone to get out and do what they enjoy and follow their passion, build something, do whatever you want. You're never too old. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.